ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita study group. Thank you all for joining. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let us quickly recall what we learned last week. Okay? Krishna says that he wants us to exclusively focus on him and serve him with a lot of faith. Right? And to do that, we should know him. And so the first section of chapter 7, which we did last week, helps us to know Krishna, right? And he says the best way to know him is to listen to what he has to say. Spiritual life begins with listening. Tat shrunu, right? So that first verse, we learned that ulta, bottom up, right? Tat shrunu. Just listen to what I'm telling you. If you do that, you will get jnana. Yatha jnasyasi. You will understand. Just by listening, you will get knowledge. Asamshayam. All your samshay, all your doubts will then disappear. And when your doubts disappear, you will take his ashray. Mad ashray. We will all take Krishna's shelter. When we take his shelter, then yogam yunjan. We will connect with him through Bhakti Yoga. And when we connect to him through Bhakti Yoga, Mai Asakta Mana. Our mind, our man will always be asakta, attached to Krishna. Okay? So Krishna told us to listen very carefully because he was going to give us Jnana and Vijnana. Right? So what we covered last week was Jnana. Actual theoretical knowledge. In that theory wala knowledge, Krishna said, first to understand how rare this knowledge is. Right? Not everyone has access to this. After that, he said, I'm going to tell you the material and the spiritual dimensions of my energy. Material energy is the inferior energy, it is separated. Correct? What did he say constitutes his material energy? What are the 8 aspects of material energy? One of you please unmute. Yes?
Bhumi, Rapo, Halo, Vayu, Akash, Ankara, Mukti, Revacha.
Yes.
The 5 elements.
The 5 gross elements, okay, are earth, water, fire, air, ether. Right? The 3 subtle elements are man, buddhi, ahankar. Mind, intelligence, false ego. These 8 together are Krishna's separated energies. What is the superior energy?
Jivatma.
The Jivatma, right? The one inside us, inside this material gross body, is the spiritual energy, the spiritual potency of the Lord, which is the Jivatma. And what is the job of the Jivatma?
It carries, after the death, the soul carries the ego, intelligence and mind along with it.
Okay, but what is the main purpose? Why is the Jivatma called superior and why is everything else called inferior?
Because we can attach ourselves to Supreme through Jivatma, through our soul.
Correct. And everything else, okay, please remember, all of them are lifeless. Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Man, Buddhi, Ahankar, on their own, they can do nothing. of that entire gross and subtle existence, the Atma can exploit, the Atma can manipulate, the Atma can make them do exactly what it wants them to do. And therefore, it is very important for the Atma to understand its ultimate purpose. The Atma wants to become one with the Paramatma. Right? So please understand, Atma is the superior energy and this body is the inferior energy. So both body and Atma, both are Krishna's energy. So my Atma has to utilize my body and serve Krishna so that I can go back home. Okay? Therefore, it's very important to understand कि superior energy भी भगवान से आती है, inferior energy भी भगवान से आती है, लेकिन superior energy का काम है कि inferior energy को manipulate करके take it back to Godhead. Right? Okay. Then Krishna went ahead and said कि he is responsible for Prabhava and Pralaya. For all creation and all destruction, he is ultimately responsible. And yet, we don't see him. What is the analogy that he gave? What is the comparison? Yes, like a string of pearls, right? The pearls are all visible, the string is not visible. Similarly, this entire creation is held together by Krishna, we just don't see him. Okay? So from the first section of that 7th chapter, we need to understand 3 concepts. Ishwar, Prabhava, Pralaya, everything comes from him. Right? The 8 aspects, the separated energy, become Prakruti. And then one single spiritual aspect becomes Jeev. Okay, so you can make a triangle over there. Right? In your Bhagavad Gita, just draw a little triangle. On the top apex of the triangle, you can write Ishwar. Okay, and Ishwar का कहाँ पे बताया है? 7.6 and 7.7. The 2 verses talk about Ishwar. Okay, then one corner you can write Prakruti, which is verse 7.4. And the other corner you can write Jeev, Jivatma, which is 7.5. Am I clear? Is this getting a little confusing? Clear? Okay. Alright. So now last week we've completed the theory. Bhagavad Gita essentially talks about 5 topics. Please understand. The entire 18 chapters give us proper, complete details about 5 topics. Ishwar, Prakruti, Jivatma, Kal and Karma. These 5 topics, if we can understand, then we can live our lives beautifully. Okay? So, we need to understand Ishwar, Prakruti, Jeev. Then we will understand Kala and Karma ka effects. Right? And we will be able to take this ahead. The reason I say draw this triangle is every time you look at it, you should simply understand, I am Jivatma, I need to use Prakriti and go back to Ishwar. If I use Prakriti in all kinds of rubbish activities, I will never be able to reach Ishwar. So all my karma, right, has to be in such a way that I will manipulate Prakriti and I will go back to Ishwar. Simple? So today we are going to do the practical understanding, okay, the realization. Krishna is going to tell us how we can practically see him everywhere. Right? Everywhere I look, I want to experience Krishna. And so Krishna says, okay, that is very simple. Okay, so we're going to do very beautiful verses today. Please repeat them after me. Verse 7.8 is where we are starting from.
This doubt, see,
Yes.
you told that when we die, the soul carries all these three things. But one more thing, that our spiritual growth will be also continue from that
Absolutely.
life.
Absolutely. In the 6th chapter itself we did, right? Arjun asks कि भाई what happens to a person if his bhakti stops halfway? So God is given ना कि जिसकी थोड़े में भक्ति छूट गई, उसको कहाँ का मिलेगा? शुचि नाम श्रीमताम गेहे. He will be born in a very shuchi, in a Brahman family like you, Subhalat Lakshmi, right? Will be born in a Brahman family, in a very clean, pious family or in a wealthy family. Most Marwadis, Gujus, most people who connect to spirituality very easily, right? They either come from a very Brahmanical, pious background, or they come from these naturally non-meat eating, naturally very, simple homes, right? And if you've done but first you will go to heavenly planets, enjoy everything, then you will take that birth. And if you have done a lot of bhakti and then dropped off, then to directly he will put you in a family of very, very learned, pious people. So that wahi se tumhari zindagi shuru ho jayegi. Right? So all of us have done something or the other that we are able to connect through these sessions and find our spiritual journey for ourselves. Right? Therefore, we feel the need to connect to these sessions. Right? Just this morning, it was so sweet because Reshma, who listens pretty attentively, she wrote a little message saying, I'm torn, work keeps coming up on Saturday morning and I'm torn. I catch up on Telegram, but I like to listen to a live session. It simply means कि तुम्हारा दिल कितना इसमें अटका हुआ है, right? So this is God enabling us to continue our journey, Supraj. Make sense? Yeah. So don't ever worry. Whatever little we do, it will continue with us in our next life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Now verse 7.8. Please repeat after me. Rasoham apsu kaunteya bhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham rishu.
O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of sun and the moon, and the syllable of Om Vedic mantras, and the sound in ether and the ability in man.
Lovely. Now just see how nice these verses are, right? The first one, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. The ras, the taste in apsu, in apaha, in water, is me, O son of Kunti. Remember, Krishna has already explained that water element comes from him, right? Bhupir, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham. Out of those 5 elements, water is one, and Krishna has already said that water comes from him. And we all know that when we are very thirsty, absolutely nothing. Kajal, you felt so nice, no, just now drinking that sip of water. You did, right? Nothing can quench our thirst like water. So many times I've said that Pune ka pani bahut meetha hai. Correct? So when we travel idhar-udhar, we love to come back home and go, wow, Pune ka pani. Right? Krishna says, I am that taste in water, that taste which you like very much, that taste which quenches your thirst, I am that taste. When I first heard this verse in class, right, I went home, I took a piece of chalk and I wrote on the matka in the house, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. And every time I drank water, I said, Vah Krishna. Right? I reminded myself that this taste is Krishna. This water is Krishna. So we must do this, right? We're all mandabuddhis. So we must give ourselves these little reminders regularly, right? You should train yourself to see Krishna every time you drink water, right? So Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Next he says, Prabhasmi shashi surya yoho. I am the Prabha, I am the light in Shashi, which is moon, and in Surya, the sun. Right? In all Vedic scriptures, you will see that the sun and the moon are like the eyes of God. And what we need to understand from this is, when the sun is out, the sun is watching us. When the moon is out, the moon is watching us. Which means Krishna is constantly watching us. So there is no time when you can do something that he is not watching. Right? So all the prabha, all the light, all the radiance that we get from the sun and the moon comes from Krishna. Then he says, Pranava sarva vedeshu. All of us like different mantras. Right? ISKCON tells us to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Lot of us chant Om Gam Gam Ganpate Namaha. Right? Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Vasudevaya Namaha. So Om is Pranava. the syllable Om is called Pranava, right? It is Omkar. It is the transcendental sound which is said at the beginning of all Vedic hymns. Om means I'm addressing the Supreme Lord. So when I do Omkar ka jap, Om, 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 that is the sound representation of Krishna. Right? Krishna says, I am that Pranava. Right? Next he says, Shabda Khe. Khe means ether. Right? We all know ki sound basically travels through space. Right? So Krishna is saying, I am that sound in space. All different languages, all different sounds, all whatever languages we talk about, they all originate from Krishna. They all originate in Krishna. And last, Paurusham Nrishu. Nrishu means nar, a human being, right? A living being. All the Paurusham, all the ability that we have, Krishna says, I am that ability in man. So every time we feel proud of our abilities, right? Say this to yourself. Paurusham Nrishu. Every time we see our children accomplish something fantastic, say to yourself, Paurusham Nrishu. Husband gets a promotion, you get a promotion, somebody compliments, whatever it is that you do. Remind yourself, Paurusham Nrishu. Right? When you remember that Krishna is the ability in me, then you will feel immense gratitude. So always remember, Krishna is the source of every talent, every ability, every skill that we have. Right? In fact, not out of pride, but out of humility, we should spend some time with ourselves and think of, अच्छा भाई मुझ में अच्छा क्या क्या है ना? बुराइयां तो हम लोग काफी देख लेते हैं. मुझ में अच्छा क्या क्या है? Right? Am I good at managing people? Am I polite? Am I kind? Right? Am I a good cook? Do I speak well? Do I enjoy reading? Do I counsel my children well? Am I a good wife? Am I a good daughter, daughter-in-law? Right? Think about all the good qualities in you. Somebody is very good at rangoli. Somebody is very good at art and craft. Somebody is very good at, scripting different dramas. Somebody is very good at coding. Sonal has the green finger. Right? Whatever it is, whatever ability you have, write them down. And next to each of it, write, thank you, Krishna, thank you, Krishna, thank you, Krishna. Right? Remind yourself. So don't be so humble that you're not going to recognize your ability. Recognize your ability and be grateful to God and use that ability in His service. Right? So in that verse, we've covered 5 things. I am the taste in water. I am the radiance of the moon and the sun. I am Omkar. I am the sound in ether. And I am the ability in man. Right? And then Krishna continues. Please repeat after me. Punyo gandha prithivyam cha tejas chasmi vibhavaso jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapas chasmi tapasvishu.
Varsha, can I
Okay,
add
so-
something over here?
Yes, Rajeshri, please.
Yeah, like you said about Krishna, the water that you have in Pune, that is really tasteful and sweet. So in 1990, when I moved from Calcutta to Bhubaneswar, what astounded me was the taste of water. So now that you are saying it, because if you go in Orissa and you have water, it is so sweet and so delicious that I was actually taken aback. So it just reminded me of Orissa and Bhubaneswar water. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
beautiful. भाई जगन्नाथ जी का वास है वहाँ पे, क्यों नहीं पानी मीठा
जगन्नाथ।
होगा? है ना?
Krishna Nagari hai.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that.
And I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics.
Lovely. So here Krishna is talking of 4 more vibhutis. Punyo gandha prithivyam cha. Prithvi ka jo gandha hai, right? It's raining now. So we all know how beautiful that smell of the earth is after the first rains, right? Intoxicating. That original fragrance. Krishna says that is me. Okay? The smell of the earth is me. Tejas Chasmi Vibhavasau. Vibhavasau is fire. तो अग्नि का जो तेज है, Krishna says that is me. We can't cook our food without Agni. We can't have factories without Agni. Correct? Krishna says that Agni is me. Always remember, even in our own bodies, right? Even for digestion, we have Jataragni, right? The fire in our belly. If that is upset, we all know how much trouble we go through. That fire is also Krishna, right? Then Jivanam Sarva Bhuteshu. Of all living beings, I am life. I am consciousness, right? The body is alive till the Atma is in it. As soon as Pran Nikla, body is dead. So that life force, that Pran, that Atma, Krishna says, is me. And last one, Tapas Chasmi, Tapasvishu. All these tapasvis. We say na kya ghor tapasya karte hain? Krishna says, well, unki jo tapasya hai, that is me. What is tapasya? When I voluntarily accept some inconvenience because I want to spiritually grow. It could be chota or bada. I will fast today. I will fast on all Ekadashis. I will start my work only after I light a diya on the altar. Right? I will not eat till I haven't said all my prayers. I will chant so many rounds. Or whatever. I'll give up kanda lasun. I will not have tea or coffee. Abhi chaturmas aayega to main chaturmas ka upas pakrungi. Whatever. All these austerities that we do, right? We're able to do these austerities because He helps me. Believe me, without His help, we will not be able to do these austerities. He thinks, okay, now the time is right for Subbalakshmi to purify herself. And therefore, He enables Subbalakshmi. She gets the desire to do the austerity and the ability to see that austerity through. Right? So, Punyo Gandha Prithivyamcha. I am the original fragrance of the earth. Then, I am the Tej in the fire. I am the Jeev of all living, of everything that lives. And I am the penance of all people who sit down to do penance, of all the ascetics. Right? Before we go ahead, Rajeshri and Sonal, you have something to say?
No, the hand is not going away. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Sonal, you have something to add?
Yeah, I wanted to share कि जो आप कह रहे हैं कि the fasting which we do and all those things, whatever we do, to try to connect to Him, that is very true. I've been doing the 1 month का पूरा सावन का व्रत since I was in class 8th or 9th. I don't even remember now. मैं तब से
Wow.
करती हूँ, बट वो मुझसे हो जाता है. बट देयर आर सम फास्ट जो खाली दिन के होते हैं, जिन पे जो हमारे कल्चर में, हमारे उसमें बोला जाता है कि मारवाड़ी हैं तो ये वाला व्रत तो करना ही है. वो मुझसे नहीं होता. मतलब मैं उसमें शाम तक आई फील लाइक आई एम ड्रेन्ड आउट. सो नाउ आई गेट द लॉजिक probably.
Absolutely. Sonal, you will not believe it, right? Go to any ISKCON temple. And I say ISKCON because I know about it, right? I'm sure it happens everywhere. You go on Janmashtami, right? They do Nirjala. Literally not a drop of water, right? Loud kirtan kar rahe hain, naach rahe hain, pasina chhot rahe hain, itna sab kuch kar rahe hain, right? Not a drop of water, and they're so high on energy. And guess what? The next day is Prabhupada ka appearance day, which means they're again fasting. So at 12 o'clock at night, कुछ थोड़ा सा है ना पानी लेंगे या कुछ थोड़ा सा जो भी उपवास का उतना लेंगे, and then they will again fast for Prabhupada appearance day with the same level of enthusiasm. And I'm talking of people who are 70, 75, and I'm talking of little bachas, right? So who lets them do it? It is He. है ना? नहीं तो हमको देखो मुंह बंद नहीं होता है, राइट? यार आज उपास है, क्या खा लूं? उपास का भैया क्या मिलेगा, है ना? ये चिवड़ा उपास में चलता है क्या? ये चिप्स उपास में चलता है क्या? Our minds are so stuck in that, right? But the minute you say Krishna, यार प्लीज मुझे बहुत लग रहा है, मुझे है ना ये एकादशी करनी है, थक, all of it will go away and you will be able to do your ekadashi better, right? So I understand what you're saying. Beautiful. Thank you, darling. 7.10 please. Repeat. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam Viddhi partha sanatanam Buddhir buddhimatam Tejas tejasvinamaham.
O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligent of the intelligent, and the prowess of all the powerful men.
Lovely. See how nicely she said Pritha this time. Right? So here Krishna is mentioning 3 more vibhutis. First one, Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam. I am the bij, I am the seed of everything that exists, of sarvabhutanam, not just manushya, all living entities, the aquatics, the plants, the trees, the birds, the land animals, the what? Us, human beings, reptiles, everybody ka bij, right, comes from Krishna. And this bij, he says, is Sanatan. It is eternal. Right? The Padma Puran says that there are 84 lakh species on earth. And what Krishna is telling us is, Jahan pe bhi koi bhi janamta hai. Whatever species, wherever something is born, all of it originates from Krishna. He is the Parabrahman. He is the Supreme Spirit. He is the eternal seed of everything. Next, Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. I am the intelligence of the intelligent.
पीछे से आवाज बहुत आ रही है पीछे से आवाज बहुत आ रही है
Okay. Mute. Okay, is this better? Yeah, all right. Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. I am the buddhi of all the buddhiman people. All of us will think we are thoda bahut to buddhiman, right? Without intelligence, we can't accomplish anything in life. Krishna is saying, I am the root of that intelligence of yours. Tejasvinamaham. I am the tej, the splendor, right? The magnificence in all famous men. Everybody who's famous is famous. हम बोलते हैं ना उसमें कितना तेज है. Krishna says every outstanding quality in every outstanding person is only because of me. है ना? Tulsidas has said this very beautifully in this verse. Tulsidas जी जिन्होंने रामायण लिखा है, he says, न मैं किया न करी सकूं. Listen to this very very carefully. न मैं किया, मैंने तो किया ही नहीं, है ना? मैंने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं. मैंने न रामायण लिखा न कुछ और किया. न करी सकूं, मैं तो कर भी नहीं सकता. I don't even have the ability to do this. सहीबा करता मोर. मेरा एक साहब बैठा हुआ है ऊपर, वो सब कुछ करता है. That Lord is the doer. करता करावत आप है, तुलसी शोर, है ना? करने वाले, डायरेक्ट करने वाले, सब कुछ आप है. लेकिन दुनिया क्या कहती है? तुलसी. Tulsidas is doing all of this. Right? So I think such beautiful lines. न मैं किया न करी सकूं, सहीबा करता मोर. करता करावत आप है, तुलसी शोर. So when you accomplish something in your life, remember these lines. न मैं किया न करी सकूं, सहीबा करता मोर. करता करावत आप है, प्रिया शोर. है ना? भक्ति शोर, सोनल शोर. Right? So be extremely grateful कि he is the ultimate doer. He is the ultimate source of all intelligence. He is the ultimate source of all brilliance. Okay? Then, very nice verse again. 7.11. Please repeat after me. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshapha.
I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am such life which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of Bharatas.
Thank you. Bharatas. Okay? Alright. Here Krishna is describing two more qualities, and pay good attention. Balam balavatam cha aham. I am the bal of the balavatam. I am the strength of the strong. But what kind of strength am I? Kama raga vivarjitam. That strength which is devoid of passion and desire. Right? So I'm not the wrong use of strength. If someone uses his strength to hurt others, or to exploit others, or to take advantage of others, no, I'm not that strength. That is not the purpose of the strength that I give. Right? Strength which is used as per dharma, as per shastra. That is the purpose of strength that I give to people. I empower people with strength so that they can fulfill their duties and responsibilities. Right? So when I was doing this verse once, I read up on Muhammad Ali. We've all heard of Muhammad Ali, right? He died a few years back. Muhammad Ali was the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. His nickname was the greatest, literally the greatest. So when he was at the peak of his career, right, he was asked, do you have any faults? And he said, yes, I have only one fault. And that fault is that I don't recognize how great I am. Right? I am the Lord of the Ring. And then the greatest Muhammad Ali got Parkinson's. And life has its own way of humbling all of us. So this great, world-famous, unstoppable boxer got Parkinson's, right? And then he sent out a tweet. He said, God gave me this illness to remind me that I am not number one, He is. Right? I am not number one, He is. So these realizations, we're very blessed to be able to study these scriptures and correct ourselves at a decent time in our lives. Right? Before that pride gets to our head, these are good. This is such a beautiful scripture that has been handed over to us. And Krishna is saying, भाई सुन ले, है ना? तुम में जो बल है, वो मुझ में आता है, और इस बल का तुम दुरुपयोग मत करो. And the next one, Bhakti, listen to this. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Krishna is saying, I am calm. All people in Grahasthashram normally have this question. And Krishna says, I am sex life. So is sex life bad? No, it is not. Krishna says, I am kama, sex life, which is dharma viruddho, not against religious principles. Okay? So, within the institute of marriage, controlled, virtuous, well-intended sexual life of a grahastha is Krishna. Right? So Krishna is that sex life which is in line with dharma. He is just not illicit sex. Right? He says that kama which is in line with dharma is me. Are we clear? Right? So he is that strength which is not misused. He is the source of all strength. But he is saying, please don't misuse that strength. Similarly, he is the source of sex life, and he's saying, please don't misuse it. Okay? So, in all these verses from 8 to 11, we've seen how we can look around and perceive Krishna in everything around us. Now, in the next verse, he quickly, very briefly talks about the three modes. These modes are discussed later. Okay? In a later chapter, we'll talk in detail about the three modes of material nature, but over here in verse 7.12 he talks about the three modes. Please repeat. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasas ye matta eveti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mai.
Know that all states of being may maybe they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I'm independent. I'm not under the control, under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me.
Lovely. Okay. So Krishna has spoken how he is the greatness in everything. And from 7.8 to 7.11, everything that is great is Krishna. Right? So we might tend to think that Krishna is only good, only sattva. What about the other things? Right? Because there are three modes of nature. There is satogun, rajogun, tamogun. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of darkness. Krishna has described himself like all the good things. Sex life, in marriage, good things, so that is me. What about the other things? So Krishna is saying, ye chaiva satvika bhava, the satvik bhav to main hui. Rajasas, tamasas chahiye. Yes, whatever qualities there are, satvik, rajasic or tamasic, goodness, passion or ignorance, matta eveti, they all come from me. Okay? And because they come from me, right, I'm the Supreme Lord. But please remember, I'm not subject to them. I'm not influenced by them. I am Nirgun. Okay? But now, is Krishna the source of evil? And a natural question. So the way to understand this is, some of us mothers here, we all have our children studying away from home. Correct? So what do we ensure? We ensure कि यार बच्चे को है ना टेंशन नहीं होना चाहिए. बच्चा has to be very comfortable, right? So we send him money for college, for food, for travel, for whatever extra that child may need. Correct? We want to facilitate everything so that the child will do well. The child is not troubled. But if the child decides to take this money and go drinking, go smoking, and if the child lies to me, says, Mama, yaar, tuition ke liye paise chahiye, I will send him the money. But he takes that money and he goes pubbing with his friends. He goes, does hookah, he does drugs, whatever. Am I responsible? No. But am I the one who funded it? Yes. Right? So, good parents can have bad children. Why? Because the child is misusing his free will. The child is betraying the trust that I put in him. So similarly, Bhagwanji is not willingly creating evil. Right? So we, because we misuse our free will, we are the creators of evil. But ultimately, who has supplied me the ability? He has. You understand? So does everything come from Krishna? Yes, it does. But does he intend for us to do this? No. So when we turn towards Krishna, there will be no evil. When I turn towards the sun, right, there will be no shadow. But when I turn away from the sun, I cause the shadow. Correct? So it is my act that creates evil in the world. But Krishna gave me the ability to do it. So because ability came from Krishna, he is the ultimate cause. But why did the kid get spoiled? Because he decided to go drinking, smoking, hookahing, whatever. Right? So, please remember, he wouldn't have been able to go drinking, smoking if I did not fund it. So I accept that the funds came from me. Ultimate cause. Immediate cause, he. Make sense? I actually like this verse because Krishna says, yes, I am the source of everything. But please be watchful about how you use your free will. And then those last two lines, Krishna is saying, yes, all the good comes from me, but because everything comes from me, I'm not subject to it. And the जैसे कि school में एक principal rule बनाएगा. Children can't bring cell phones into school. Children can't take cell phones into school. Can the principal take his cell phone? Yes, he can. So similarly, rules come from Krishna. Is Krishna subject to those rules? No. So Krishna is not subject to Satogun, Tamogun, Rajogun. No. He is always in Shuddha Sattva. is transcendental to the modes, and what we need to do is use our Jivatma, manipulate all of Prakriti and move towards Shuddha Sattva so that we can go back to God. Make sense? Okay? One more verse about, I think the next verse is also about the gun. Yes, 7.13. Let's do that one, please. Repeat. Tribhir gunamayer bhaver ebhik sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam.
Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
वंडरफुल है ना. तो कृष्णा ने अब भी बोला है, तुम पानी देखोगे तो मेरी याद करो, तुम सूर्य देखोगे मुझे याद करो, चंद्र देखोगे मुझे याद करो. You hear sound, that is me. Ability is me. Brilliance is me. Intelligence is me. Now when his energies are everywhere, then why are people not able to perceive him? है ना, दिमाग में आता ही है ना कि कृष्णा यार, if you're so great, if everything comes from you, then why do we human beings forget you? Why do we forget that you are the supreme creator, you are the supreme controller, everything in this creation comes from you? So Krishna says, because you are deluded by Maya, because you are always in the modes, you're always either in goodness or passion or ignorance, so Maya is keeping you engrossed in this material world. Maya will keep attracting you to temporary enjoyment and you keep running after it. Maya means that which is not what it appears to be. Like an oasis, right? It's like a mirage. तुमको लगता है वहां पे पानी है लेकिन नहीं है, right? So Maya, we keep thinking there is so much pleasure in this material world, पर नहीं है. But this Maya's job is to keep attracting us, to keep pulling us into this trouble, into this material world, and to keep troubling us. She keeps giving us, no, we talk of the three kleshas, Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmik. Right? There are three kinds of miseries that we face. Adi Daivik means things that come from different devatas. Kabhi bahut barish, kabhi bahut garmi. Right? All of this is what the devatas have given us. Adi Bhautik. कभी तुम्हारे friends are troubling you, your neighbors are troubling you, machhar is troubling you. So when other living entities are troubling you, that is Adi Bhautik. And Adhyatmik, when your own man is very disturbed, right? Then you yourself are very, very disturbed. That is Adhyatmik. So we all face these three kind of kleshas, right? Who is giving us these klesh? Maya. And why is Maya doing this? Because Maya wants us to see, yaar, itne trouble mein hu, now I will turn to God. Right? Maya's job is to help us somehow or the other face towards God. Right? So why am I not understanding ki God is the greatest? Because I'm entangled in Maya. I'm still not turning away and looking at the Supreme. Okay? So now, what can I do to not be entangled in Maya? Natural question, right? What can I do so that I'm not entangled in Maya? So we'll come to a beautiful verse that all of you must learn by heart. 7.14, please. Daivi Yesha Gunamayi Maya Duratyaya Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante Maya Me Tarantite.
The divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered onto me can easily cross beyond it.
Okay? Daivi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mama Maya. Krishna is saying, Maya kiski hai? Meri hai. Maya is mine. Because all material elements come from me. Right? Material elements come from Krishna. Spiritual jeev comes from Krishna. The modes come from Krishna. So Maya is whose energy? Krishna's energy. So Krishna is saying, Maya is mine and she is Daivi. She is divine. But I have made sure that she is Duratyaya. Very difficult to overcome. Okay? Daivi Kesha Gunamayi. This Maya is Daivi. She's come from me. Mama Maya. And she is Duratyaya. Very, very difficult for us to say no to Maya. When a temptation comes to us, God says, yes, I know. It is very hard to say no. But is it impossible? Aha. What do I need to do? So look at those last two lines. Beautiful. Mam eva ye prapadyante. If you surrender to me, Mam, to me, if you prapadyante, if you surrender, Maya metam tarantite, you will easily cross over this ocean of Maya, this ocean of material existence. So those who surrender to me, you will smoothly cross over this material ocean. I will tell Maya to leave this soul. And when I instruct Maya, Maya will stop troubling this soul. Because Maya's job is what? To keep troubling me till I surrender to the feet of Krishna. And once I surrender to Krishna, then Maya's job is over. Then Maya lets go of me. Right? That is why surrendered souls are so blissful. Let's take a very crude example. Okay? Suppose you come to visit me. Right? You'll ring the doorbell and you'll hear growling and barking. You'll get super scared. You'll run down the steps and then you call me on my phone. Varsha, I've come to meet you. Right? I'm right here, but I'm scared of a dog. So yaar kuch kar. So what am I going to do? I'm going to say, Neo, idhar aaja bacha. Right? Neo, my friend has come to visit me. So you know what? You're going to be a good boy. You're not going to trouble my friend. I like this friend very much. So aaja, idhar baith ja chupchap and don't trouble my friend. So what is Neo going to do? He's going to come and sit down quietly near me. Now you can come in and talk to me endlessly without fear. Correct? So in the same way, Maya is growling and barking at us and we are scared. Apne effort se we cannot defeat Maya. But when we say, Krishna, I have come. I really, really want to surrender at your lotus feet. My intention is to stay with you. Krishna, help me. At that time, Krishna is going to say, Maya, idhar aaja. And now Subbalakshmi really, really wants to surrender. So let her come. Let her come and peacefully stay over here. And so once Krishna has said, Maya, chup kar, Maya is going to sit quietly and Subbalakshmi will be able to cross the ocean of material existence. Right? So Maya is not bad. Maya is not something that is trying to keep us forever over here. Maya is in fact like in a jail. Right? There are many prisoners in the jail and there is a jailer. That jailer is very, very strict. But that jailer does not want you to forever live in that jail. He wants for you to reform and get out of the jail. But he will not let you go out until you're completely reformed. Right? The people in the jail are not his personal enemies. That jailer is a paid employee of the government. Like Maya is an employee of Krishna. And the jailer's job is to ensure that everything is running smoothly in the prison. Similarly, Maya's job is to make sure that these conditioned souls are going to revive, are going to understand their sambandha with God. Right? And once they're ready to go back to him, Mahameva ye prapadyante, Maya metam tarantite. The Lord says he would like everyone to go back to him. But at the same time, he says crossing Maya is very difficult. And there's one way to do it. And that one way is Mam eva ye prapadyante. Only by surrender unto Krishna can we cross over Maya. Right? So these three modes, ignorance, passion, and goodness, these three modes are what Maya binds us with. And Krishna is saying these are not bad. These are actually divine. They come from me. Maya is fully owned, controlled and directed by me. But Maya is extremely difficult. You need to go from Tamogun to Rajogun, Rajogun to Satogun. And finally in Satogun you'll say, Yaar Bhagwan, बुला ले अब अपने पास, बुला ले अपनी सेवा में, यहाँ रह के whatever I do, let me do as an offering to you. And at that point, Krishna says, Maya, let go of them. Right? So this entire week, I hope that we all pray that we stay surrendered at his lotus feet. With that, I end. Grantha Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you all for joining.